I walked through the empty cathedral, stopped, turned, looked back inside the two-story church at the two sets of rows of seats, each row with kneeler pads for everyone to pray and slats behind each row to hold the song books. Then looked at the back, at the preaching wall, stepped up, walked to the back wall, looked at that 20-foot-tall mural of Jesus. Good thing they painted him so tall, so everyone can see him on both floors, even in the back rows. I mean, you need a big sign to remind you why you're giving up your Sundays. Good thing they painted him so tall. More ominous, more glorious. Because when you make Jesus look that tall, it's easy to make him more believable that way. Thank you, women who work, because you take on the responsibilities of men while still having to be mothers, wives, good little daughters, and feminine creatures. Thank you, women who work, because you're the ones that we can blame when the family falls apart. Thank you, women who work, because you make a point to do more than your fair share, even though no man would do the same for you. Thank you, women who work, for you know you have to prove yourselves over and over and over again, and it still isn't enough. So keep up the good work, ladies. Thanks. That would be a drink. Thank you, women who work, because you're supposed to be the ones who rely on superstition, on faith, more than men. Thank you, women who work, because you need to rely on something. You're the inferior sex, remember? Rely on men or rely on religion. Either way, we'll make you dependent. Thank you, women who work, because your sense of mystery that we attribute to you is really that sense of hopeless fear our religion instills on people who don't want to think for themselves and turns people to us when they have no other choice. Thank you, women who work. With your influence, we can get rid of this reason thing altogether. Thanks. Of course, according to your religion, women should be your servants. They should answer to you. Women can't be priests or fulfill their dreams. Women have to rely on men to protect their rights. Of course, God was created in man's image, and according to you, woman came from man just so that she could churn out all of his kids, and that's probably why you banned birth control, too. Keep pressing your thumb down a little bit harder so that no one can get out of your control. You being the man, the leader, the ruler, the Pope. Come on, places. I met a man once who told me that he prayed to God every night. Now, I know better. I know he was no Christian. I may be born one, maybe baptized, but I knew he had notches on his bedpost. So I asked him if he could justify being a Christian and having sex before marriage. And he said, it doesn't say in the Bible that you can't have sex before marriage. And so I checked, and the closest thing I could find was, "Thou shalt keep thy marriage bed pure." And I wondered, who misconstrued the words first? I'm making that laugh for that one. Thank you very much. Start with the same quote from a letter to women from His Holiness himself, Pope John Paul II. The quote is, "We need only think of how the gift of motherhood is often penalized rather than rewarded, even though humanity owes its very survival to this gift. Certainly, much remains to be done to prevent discrimination against those who have chosen to be wives and mothers." This is part one. He started in on me again last night. He had too much to drink and came home drunk and started yelling at me. He got home at 10:30 but wanted to know why his dinner wasn't warm, and he wanted to wake up the kids and play with them. But I told him it was a school night and that they needed a full night of rest. I swear, I can't tell anyone this. I have to keep telling everyone that I fell down the stairs and that I burned myself when I was cooking dinner and I tripped over one of the toys from the kids, or from a vase from a bookshelf that I was cleaning fell and hit me in the face. I've come up with a lot of excuses, I know, but what would the kids do if I lost him? How could I work and take care of them? How could they be able to go to college? I know I keep making up excuses, but I have to, for the kids. So I was sitting on a meeting with the other managers, and we were talking about presenting our project at the upcoming trade show, when our boss said, "Oh, none of us will have to go. I'll just hire some dumb," and then he looked over at me with my long blonde hair, "some model to demonstrate it instead." And this is the same guy who has a photo in his office of a woman in a negligee grabbing her crotch. I mean, it's not even a tasteful photo. I wonder what it would think if he came into my office and there was a Playgirl magazine sitting on my desk. One of my supervisors even kept asking me to go out and get lunches for everyone or to fax stuff for them. I finally had to tell him that I said, "Wait, why don't you ask John? He's been here less than me. You could ask him to do it." But he never did. I look around and I think, I'm the only woman here. Why is that?